Questions for reflection. The first reading is an excerpt from the Apostle Paul's letter to a friend named Philemon. It gives us an insight into the very human friendship between early church leaders. At the time, slavery was practiced, and Onesimus is a slave. Yet he is a free man, having been won to the Lord through the preaching and witness of St. Paul. Paul asked Philemon to treat Onesimus not as a slave, but as a dear brother in the Lord. He lays the Christian principle of freedom and human dignity, grounded in the freedom which Christ has gained for all men and women, which will make the church a leader in ending the practice of slavery. How do we treat our friends in the Lord? Do we view all men and women as our equals, possessing human dignity and loved by the Lord? The psalmist reminds us that the Lord gives justice to the oppressed and is a friend of the poor. He feeds the hungry and sets prisoners free. All of this is to call us to worship the Lord, but also to call us to reform our own lives to reflect the character of God, our Creator and Redeemer. Are we doing this? The faithful Jewish people were awaiting a Messiah who would free them from Roman domination and establish the kingdom. Jesus is that promised Messiah. Some recognized him as the fulfillment of the promises to the patriarchs and promises of the prophets of the Old Testament. Some did not. Jesus is the suffering servant of Isaiah. His passion, death, and resurrection was a part of the Father's loving plan of deliverance for not only Israel, but for all men and women. Jesus teaches them and us that with his coming, the kingdom was already present, to be fully revealed at the second coming. Do we recognize Jesus as Messiah and King? How do we view the kingdom of God?